Hey everybody, it's Charlie from Daily Motor, and today we've got the brand new 2021 Honda Odyssey Elite. This is the top dog of Honda's venerable minivan Odyssey series, and we've got it hot off the presses from Honda here. So we're going to walk around and take a look at all of its features inside and out, get it out on the road, and kind of mention some of the new updates for 2020. So one of those you can see right off the bat here, a little bit of updated styling. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I'm not a huge fan of the styling updates. I just think it's a little stubby, a little bit kind of weird, buggish. I bet you there's a lot of pedestrian safety aspects coming into play here. I do like the new wheels that are available here on the top level Elite trim. And I like everything from pretty much the front fascia back. I think it looks good as a minivan. I don't know, it's just a little odd and stubby up here for me. Fog lights are cool though. This side's gonna be all bathed in shadow for you guys since got some bright sun going on here, but let's get into the back. We will work our way forward. Oh, with our very nice key here. Honda makes really good keys. I really like that. They're very functional as well. So, hold this. We get power operated lift gate. Gonna pop on open. A little slow, but it gets the job done. And you come into the back, got a nice deep storage well, very clean. Got a big old pocket here, power outlet, old 12 volter, some sort of subwoofer there. And then over here you've got a shop vac can for the Honda vac. Now this is pretty neat. The Pacifica also has a vacuum, but Honda's works a little bit better. It's in the back. So it could be a little bit of a disadvantage for you if you're doing a lot of cleaning up there, because Pacifica's vacuum came out up there, but if you're cleaning in the trunk, then this is super convenient. You've got a very, very rugged, hardy hose here. It's very long, super extendable. You could just toss this up there super easy and then grab it from the middle row there. You got two extensions. You got this kind of flat, carpety type deal, and then the super convenient angle hose thing right there. So you turn it on. Oh, vehicle's got to be on. Now I wonder, we're going to find out right here, can I remote start it and then use the vacuum without actually... I'm probably not going to be able to remote start it with the with this thing open. Ah, bummer. Alright, well, we're going to close this then and start up the vehicle. Let's try this again. Just that. Fires up to life. You got a lot of suction here too. Cleans up any sort of messes you might have, hopefully. And then shut it off. Put your attachments back. And then you kind of just work this into here. This is not new for 2021, but works very well nonetheless. Now these seats take a tad bit getting used to. A little bit of a learning curve to figure out how they work, but you can pull them back and then fold this, keep pulling, and fold it right down into the floor. Do that same thing for here. Can kind of do it in one swift motion once you get used to it. Then you got a good amount of storage space here, both storage and for people. The downside though is it's definitely not flat or smooth, so you really wouldn't want to be laying back here without some sort of mattress topper type deal to go over it. If I sit back, I can actually just about lay back here 5'10", even with these seats, second row seats still in. The problem is it's just a really, really awkward angle. I'd actually probably want to go feet first. Let me try it that way. And you know what I could actually do? Because of Honda's little magic seat deal, I can pull over to the side. And then I could stick my legs right in the middle here. Oh, you know what? This seat could go out a little ways too. There we go. Now I can stick my legs in between. I have plenty of space to lie down. But like I said, it really is not comfortable. Back here, there's way too many hard plastics and metals. You'd need some sort of mattress topper. Pull these seats back up. Just like that, bada bing, bada boom. Maybe, there you are, you're up and going. Get that closed. That doesn't open super high either. You could definitely bang your head on that if you were at least 6 feet. Coming into the second row, as you saw a little sneak peek there, get to see Honda's Magic Seat feature here, where you can slide these all the way over in order to kind of just reconfigure the second row how you might want. It's not nearly as convenient as Stow and Go in terms of cargo, but it does have a lot of useful applications. If you want to keep your kids apart, you can do that. If you want to keep them together, you want to do that. You can put in the third row seat right here. You could also do sort of like a side-by-side in the middle if you want your kids to sit kind of more visibility there in the middle. Just close that. So you could crawl right back here. Third row has plenty of legroom for a full-size adult and headroom. Super comfortable back here. Seats have a nice squish to them. They are a little bit low, but that's to be expected in a minivan. You got 12-volt power outlet, headphone plugins for the DVD player. Over there you got a USB port. You've got little sunshade curtain as well. Not too bad. Then, say I want to let myself out here, I can pull this and that seat slides way forward, and then I can even magic seat it over to the side. Super easy to get in and out. I can just open. Out I go. I'm going to actually move this back there, slide back over. Middle row has plenty of legroom as well, and headroom, no comfort complaints. The seats can recline very far back, so that's cool. Should have no problem getting a rear-facing car seat back here, adults, anything you might need to do. See, you've got a little remote control for the DVD player. Now, it's definitely not as nice of a setup back here as in the Pacifica, where you've got 2 individual screens for each seat, and they've got games on them and fun little apps and stuff. This is just a very straightforward DVD or HDMI player. Do have climate control back here for the third row, but no center AC vent, so that's a little bit disappointing. Okay, now coming up into the front seat. Very nice place to be. I'm actually going to pull the car forward up into the shade and let you guys see better. Okay, up here in the front, plenty of buttons, gadgets, switches, plenty of storage space. You got a really nice wireless device charger here, plenty of room for even larger phones, iPhone Plus or Galaxy Note or something like that. Pixel XL, a big center swell there with a USB port and auxiliary. No USB Type-Cs in the Odyssey, but not a huge deal here in 2020. Another USB port up there, as well as a wall outlet, ungrounded, and a 12-volt outlet. Got your DVD Blu-ray player here for that. Heated and cooled seats here in the Elite trim. 3-zone climate control, front, driver, passenger, and then the rear. Standard glove box. This trim is new for 2021 on the Elite, making it feel a little bit more special. They also simplified the trim layouts for 2021. So now, instead of having an EXL with nav and then a Touring that are kind of priced in weird relation to both the Elites and the EXL trims, they got rid of that and took a few things out of the Touring trim. So it starts with LX, then EX, EXL, Touring, and Elite. This Elite trim, if we look at the window sticker here, comes out at $49,335. It says you're going to average 22 miles per gallon with up to 28 on the highway. Plenty of good safety ratings as to be expected. Honda never really has many options. It's kind of just the trim and then the color. Built in Lincoln, Alabama. A few other features on the Odyssey come in the infotainment section. Now, they used to have Cabin Watch, which is this camera that allows you to see into the second and third rows, keep an eye on your kids without having to turn around. You can even zoom in. Say if you had your singular baby sitting right there, you could zoom in on them, or zoom in on the third row, back seat, yell at the kids, that sort of deal. You can see my hand right there. A little bit of latency, not too bad though. And then on top of that, with the feature, the cabin talk feature, where there's actually a microphone right here, you can speak through the cabin. Those are combined now. So right here on this screen, you can hit that. And now I'm actually being broadcast to the rest of the car. Check, check, check. Hey, you kids, keep it down back there. Billy, I see you hitting your sister. Knock that off. Then you can see the mics right here. And then you can just turn that off. And not only does that play through the speakers, but it also plays through the headphones back there. So if they're watching a movie or listening to the radio, you can interrupt. Other than that, this just does have Honda's much better infotainment system than a lot of its other vehicles. I wish they'd use this system in every Honda, because it's leaps and bounds better than what you get in the Civic or the Accord or the CR-V, pretty much every other Honda, to be honest. All right, let's get on the road. I like Honda's shifters. It's just P, R, N, and D. Button press. Simple enough. Keeps it out of the way. Now, another improvement for 2021 on the Odyssey is a new brake booster, which scientifically is supposed to give you 20% shorter brake throw and just a more confident braking feel. And while I'm not driving it back to back with a 2020 Odyssey, I can tell you that the braking feel is pretty immediate. It's pretty numb as well. You can definitely tell it's electronic powered braking. It's just kind of a dull sponginess to it, but it sure brakes confidently. I appreciate that Honda is sticking to naturally aspirated motors for its more powerful vehicles. They make a really good V6, and I'm glad that they're keeping it used here, because as you can see right there, it is powerful. Now, this being the first wave of Odysseys to hit the States here for the 2021 model year, I haven't gotten to spend a ton of time with the vehicle. It's a quick turnaround between me and Chris up at the Topher. But one of my main questions for both myself and all of you are, is this better than the Pacifica? Odyssey's always been a very close second in my heart, and even though they do lead market rankings typically, the Pacifica just always has a little bit of that biased special place for me, being a town and country owner. However, there are a lot of things that the Pacifica does do objectively better. It's got more going on in the tech infotainment area, better screens in the back. I'd argue that the materials feel a little bit more plush, but in the Honda they feel a little bit more quality. So the Pacifica kind of cosets you in a very American luxury sort of way, whereas the Odyssey feels very Japanese car, rugged, solid. Every button and switch feels firm and reliable. The steering wheel's very thin. I like the feel of it. The Pacifica's got more places to put stuff and also more places to plug things in. Get up here and do a little 60-0 braking. That's quite good. Turning radius is quite good as well. Right, let's go S mode for sport. Turn traction control off. Do a little 0 to 60. Got a little bit of tire chirp there. You do have paddle shifters, which, I mean, I guess. I don't know why you've got paddle shifters on a minivan, but so be it. Can't fully defeat the stability control either. So which one is it, Honda? Is it a performance car or not? got paddle shifters. Why can't I defeat stability control, huh? Tell me that. I really like the weight of the steering. It's just the right amount of lightness. In fact, I think it even gets a little easier when you're at slow parking lot style speeds. Now this is a particularly loud section of highway, but even as I was driving the Odyssey around the last day or two, I noticed the road noise is just a little bit louder than I'd like from a $50,000 vehicle, family hauler or not. Just a tad on the loud side. A little bit of wind noise too. Should be able to get plenty good fuel mileage though. Even hooning it around and idling while shooting videos, I've still been getting moderately okay gas mileage, so that's something good. Honda does have a pretty rudimentary lane keeping system as well, so you can see it'll sort of hold on to the lane, but then it's losing it and then it just gives up altogether. This isn't a huge improvement over any recent Hondas. They've had an active lane keep for a while, but it's not like a semi-autonomous driving like in a lot of other vehicles. I do really like the gauge cluster in the Odyssey. Nice big ol' speedo readout. You got your fuel on one side, engine temp on the other. A few different information menus that you can scroll through. I think if I were to buy a minivan and plan on owning it for a long, long time, the Odyssey would be the way to go. However, Kia does have their Carnival coming out here very soon, and that's really interesting to me. I'm really excited to see what sort of fun and games, no pun intended, they throw into that vehicle. Kia's been doing a lot of unique stuff lately with their styling, with their engines, and with their interiors. So who knows what they'll be able to pull out of their hat. And then the Pacifica is always a winner in my book. I will admit, Chrysler reliability gets a little bit questionable once you start getting over 100,000 miles. There's no doubt that a Honda is going to be built a little bit better, a little bit more reliable. Now, I'm not saying you might not have problems with the Honda or that you're going to have problems with the Pacifica, but in general, history has shown us that a Honda is going to be more reliable. But you also pay a little bit more for that up front. Now, Pacificas can certainly get up to about 50 grand, but I guarantee you're going to have better luck walking out of a dealer with a better price on a Pacifica than a new Odyssey. You do have engine stop-start here in the Odyssey. So right now we're just sitting here, not using any gas. Navigation works well. You can do pinch to zoom, you can do button to zoom, you can ask it to go places. It's definitely a good package, but it's going to be slightly below the Pacifica in my book. Especially with Chrysler's 2021 Pacifica coming out this year. A little bit of a refresh. Not that I'm a huge fan of the exterior looks, but I'm sure the interior will be tops. So some new infotainment features, a little bit of new styling, some trim changes, and some improvements to the brakes make for an updated Odyssey. Let us know in the comments if this is a vehicle that interests you, if you think it's worthwhile upgrading. In my eyes, they're definitely nice features to have, but I would certainly be buying a CPO or even just a used 2019 or 2018 Odyssey. Backup camera. This is another missing feature on the Odyssey that I'm a little bit bummed not to see, is a 360-degree camera. So it's a good backup camera, and you do have parking sensors in the front, but to not be able to kind of have that 21st century 2020 look of the car superimposed on top, that's a little bit of a miss out in my eyes. This is also new for 2021. When you turn the vehicle off, the cabin watch camera comes on and a little beep comes up to tell you to check the rear seats to make sure you're not leaving your little babies back there. All right, thank you so much to Honda for letting us check out the brand new 2021 Odyssey, hot off the press. And thank you all so much for checking it out. If you like this video, hit that subscribe button, like, all that good stuff. Unfortunately, we haven't had time to do a sound system test or a highway fuel economy test on this Odyssey, but we will be doing that when we see it back later this year. And we'll see you on the next one. I'm Charlie from Daily Motor, and as always, drive on.